What's it like in the TEG offices now? Is it crisis with refunds and stressed, or is it quite empty and sort of there's not much to do? Like, what's the environment like?
Yeah, the environment's still very busy. Our Ticker Tech people are very busy doing refunds to the myriad of concerts that have been cancelled, and working with promoters and venues about rescheduling other concerts. So a lot going on there. We've settled into a rhythm now of meeting and discussing, and in a bizarre way, our focus is, I suppose it's not bizarre. It's what we've got to do is working and focusing on a post-COVID environment. So that's where a lot of my attention's going now. The here and now is the here and now. We've got to focus on the best way to come out of this thing.
And how do you see that post-COVID environment? What does that look like for you?
God, I wish I had a crystal ball. I see it in many dimensions. The hard thing about our industry is that we were the first to, almost the first of any industry to go from hero to zero when, where there was a ban on gathering. And we will be, I think, one of the last, together with things like tourism, to come back because of the natural lead and lag in live entertainment. So, we've got a lot of tough times ahead of us, not just for my business, but for every business, big and small, in this industry. So I wish I had a crystal ball. My biggest single concern is travel, insofar as what we're allowed to do in a variety of businesses once this the virus starts to dissipate a bit and things start to free up. So that is a major concern for us.
So let's just assume travel ban gets lifted. You can start bringing in international talent. Do you feel like it's going to be a lot harder or a lot easier to secure big stars after post-COVID?
Yeah, good question. I think it's both going to be easier and harder. I think harder insofar as a lot of artists, bizarrely, international artists, don't like flying, so they're going to like flying even less. They're people that have got a lot of pushes and pulls on their time and coming to our market, which is a really attractive and has been a really attractive touring market for international artists. They're going to have the pressures and pulls of touring in their own, for an American artist or a UK artist, they'll want to be touring there because they've had the same gap that we've had. Climatic conditions will help us a bit and hinder us as well, but it all depends when we come out of it. But I don't think it's going to be easy. I think they'll have a lot of pushes and pulls, and there'll be a lot of reticence on them to come. I'm fingers crossed. We've got a lot of tours locked in that we've postponed, as have other promoters. And the big but is, unfortunately, whether these artists will be able to travel. I have some trepidation about whether they'll be put into isolation when they arrive here, and that's not something that touring artists would be, one, used to, and two, would like to do. So there's a lot of trepidation in my view about international touring in the short to medium term. I'm buoyant about Australian touring. I think we are certainly focused on looking at it that way, as we always have. We always supported Australian artists, and we have got a lot of Australian tours that we're looking to lock in fairly quickly. But hopefully people will shop at home first, because we need to support our industry here, which has been a vibrant industry but has been crippled by this virus.
That was actually something John Watson said on the last podcast, where he says if it becomes harder for international artists to get here, it's going to provide more opportunity for Australian artists domestically. Is that how you're seeing it?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's easier to get them going. The names are familiar. People at the end of this will have a cabin fever mentality that we all want to get out and socialise with our friends and family, go to shows, go to restaurants, shop, whatever we want to do. So I do think the opportunities for Australian artists will be bigger than they've ever been, and rightly so. And we need to be supportive of that and to think about that. And I'm certainly together with my colleagues, Paul Dainty and Tim McGregor and Scott Mercedes from MJR and Christo Van Egmont and Gary Van Egmont. We're working the phones with Australian artists as we speak.